Hi all. Beanie's not very well today. He's got sore throat, so he can't really speak too much. Lucky me. So I need to tell you what is going on. We are supposed to film it yesterday, but we didn't. It's freezing cold, it's snowing. We had -5 in the night. It's about maybe 0 now, maybe -2 or something. So he stored everything inside, so everything is quite warm, I mean room temperature. I'm going to show you what he's going to put, well, what I'm going to put inside actually, and what's the temperature of the Hotbin. Right, so in this one we've got some fruit peelings as usual, vegetable peelings, parsnips, potatoes. Oh yeah, I needed to throw some orchids away because they were not very good, so some of them as well. Bananas, I know he always chops this. Well, fine then, let's do it. Probably need to chop them too.
Yeah. Chop it all up nice and small, isn't it?
Well,
That's alright, isn't it?
Be here.
Oh, I'm still directing.
This is tearing it. It's
Okay.
not even cutting. What sort of
It's because just
that?
that's alright.
It's terrible.
That's fine. I was gonna go cold quick here. That's why we should have chopped it up indoors. That's okay. Bulking agent.
I know what I'm doing, yeah?
Okay.
Been filming it for like 4 years. Okay, so bulking agent. Few handfuls.
All of that.
All of that.
Yeah.
Okay, and all of that. Okay.
There's a bit of stuff on the floor there.
Mini is not working at the moment, but you can see how cold it is by the frost around the valve here, and the thermometer is frozen completely as well. So the leachate froze as well. So this is how much the valve is open now. And inside it's actually steaming, and the short one says 40 and the long one not quite. Okay, so the famous stir up.
Take the dials out, innit?
Seriously? Do you think I saw it the first time ever? No trust whatsoever. Okay. Alright. There's some
Wait for me to come there. That's what you always tell me.
You're supposed to lose your voice. I thought you can't speak.
Well,
right, there is some fluffy mold in here actually.
Okay, just give it a good old stir up.
I know. Well, it's not going to be to your standard probably, but to be honest, it's okay. I know what I'm going to get you for Christmas. New steak. Look at this. Look at this one.
Okay, that's alright. Now let's put the waste in, innit?
Right. Right, let's put the waste in then. Steaming nicely. Okay, and now just it actually smells quite nice.
Yeah, Not like my arse.
Well, no. Maybe we swap you. You're gonna be standing here and I take the compost bin in. Oh, mamma mia. That's not a very easy job, actually.
That's alright.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll put the dolls back in.
Yeah.
And shut.
I just want to distribute these carrots. Not that it's gonna do much. Oh, look, the bananas not cut properly.
It's alright.
Never mind. Okay, so here we go. The small one. Here we go. The big one. Oh, the big one is storming off. Really up. That's okay. Let's see what happens. Slowing down a bit.
Okay, we need to shut it and then we'll come back later.
So that's it for now. In a few hours we probably are going to check if the temperature went up a little bit, but I know it's not going to go proper up until not tomorrow but the next day. That's how it works. Well, we see. That's how it's supposed to work. So see you later, or maybe he's gonna see you later if his voice comes back.
So, after a prescription of antibiotics by the doctor, the voice and throat is starting to get a little bit better. But more importantly, what's been happening with the Hotbin, I did actually feed the bin twice since Mrs. B fed it. And one of those was a normal feed, which I was putting like the, what we were putting in all the other feeds. And then the last feed I didn't really have that much stuff, so it was only a small amount. But the weather's been proper cold here. Maybe not as cold as where you're living, but for Surrey it's definitely been the coldest I've known it for many years. So we've been at around about -3 to 4, probably a bit lower than that, for a whole week, probably constantly, since we've been trying to get this Hotbin up to temperature. Today's the first day we've got a bit of heat in the air. It's I think about 3 degrees and we've got rain now, so I'm gonna have a look. I have looked at the Hotbin but without filming it, but I'm gonna show you what's going on. We're not as hot as I would like to be, but during that cold snap I did get it into, keep it around about the 40-degree mark in the green. And we've had a few little what I call baby maggots come to the top, but I'll show you that. Because it's been so cold, damp and that, I have been putting quite a lot of paper and cardboard into the Hotbin, so I think I may have overdone that a little bit. So I'm going to give it a good stir up. You can see what's going on, and we're going to introduce another feed. So Mrs. B is trying to film this under umbrella, which has become a bit awkward, but actually the temperature's come down quite a bit since I looked this morning. That's the shorter probe. We're not quite in the green on that one, and the longer one we've come out the green as well. But if you look round the sides, we've got some small little maggot-y things that have just sort of, I don't know where they've come from, but they are in there. But I'll give it a good stir up because I feel like it needs a good stir up. So one problem at the moment is I'm just not getting enough waste to put in the Hotbin. I think at this you can see there's heat in there. I don't know if that's going to come out on the camera because we are pretty dark here at the moment. So I think that's showing it a little bit better where we are. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I just feel like the bin seems a little bit wet and hard to stir up at the moment, even though I've been putting loads of cardboard in there. It doesn't help that these raking sticks bend like crazy. What's going on? just want to try and give it a good stir right down to the bottom, because I feel like it just needs a good old stir up. And as I say, it's been proper freezing here, so it's been impossible to cut stuff in the garden and get waste out of the garden, so we have been struggling a little bit. So that's a good stir up.
Lots of steam coming out.
Yeah. So another feed, which isn't a lot. And a little bit less cardboard today. But I would have liked to have put a bit more of a feed into this to keep the temperature up. I think when it is cold you do need to be feeding your Hotbin quite a bit, because otherwise I do find the temperature drops quite quick if it's not getting enough of a feed. So we'll leave that for today, and then hopefully we can come out tomorrow and film what's going on and conclude this video. But we have been maintaining a good heat most of the time, which, to be honest, when I think how cold it has been, I think we've done pretty well to just keep it in the green. Since we last fed the Hotbin, the temperature outside has really warmed up. We went from about 3 degrees, I think, when we last fed this. So I think yesterday was probably around about nearly 14 degrees, and today's nice and sunny, around about 12 degrees. So that's going to make a huge difference to your Hotbin getting up to temperature as well. But this video was really about, you know, in a cold snap, how to try and keep your Hotbin not mega hot, but just keeping it in the green zone so you can carry on putting food waste in and just normal composting. So one thing I will say, like today, sun's out, it's a nice day. We've spent a little bit of time in the garden this morning, and I've actually managed to get a full bucket's worth of weeds, and I could probably stay there all day, although we haven't got that luxury of time, and get quite a lot of weeds. But one thing you've got to remember this time of year is, even though the weeds may look dry to you when you're picking them, you know, a few days ago we had still frost and, you know, bits of snow on the ground, so there's a lot of moisture in these plants, even though they may look dry when you're sort of pulling them out. And that's the same for your kitchen caddy waste, because this time of the year, if it is frosty and, you know, you're not able to pick as many weeds as you want, you are going to find that most of the waste that's going in your Hotbin is going to be probably from the kitchen. So it's going to be vegetable peelings, fruit peelings, stuff like that, which are going to have a lot of moisture in. So what I would say is, make sure you, when you are putting that into your Hotbin, you're putting probably a lot more cardboard, torn paper than you would do normally, just to counteract that moisture. Also, you've seen I've kept stuff indoors, which I know it's not suitable for everyone, and even I have to do the old hide and seek with Mrs. B, because as soon as she sees something, I get her bollocking, and it's like causes a bit of an argument. But it does really help if you can keep it at room temperature when it is frosty and cold, rather than in the shed, so that does help as well. But finally, I'll show you what's going on with the Hotbin. Once again, this video was just to show you how to keep your Hotbin hot over like a real cold snap, and I think there are a few helpful hints and tips there. And there's also another one where a couple of days ago I was looking at the comments on the channel, and Samuel Corey, he actually wrote a comment saying that his Hotbin had gone cold, and I think from what I was reading, he's brought it into a greenhouse or inside somewhere. and he basically said he was going to pack it up for the winter and give up with it. And then when he went back to it a day or two later, it had gone up to about 60-70 degrees, and to his shock, I think he was flabbergasted how it just suddenly went up. And that's another thing with these hot bins, are they're just so unpredictable. One minute they can be 60 degrees, everything's all, you know, fine and dandy, and then the next 5 minutes or, you know, day later, it drops out of the green zone and you're like panicking, what can you do? And then for no rhyme or reason, you can just be doing this normal stuff and it's still cold for a while, and then just suddenly it shoots up into, like, you know, takes off like a rocket. So all I would say is, if you are, you know, trying to keep things hot during a cold snap and it's not working, don't panic, because eventually you'll get some sort of method together and it will start taking off again. Me and Mrs. B want to wish you a happy Christmas if you are watching this. If you're watching it in the summer, well, why weren't you watching it in the, you know, when it first came out? But to most of our viewers, we'd like to say thank you for watching and for all the support on the channel. And yeah, once again, have a happy Christmas, and hopefully we'll bring you some good videos in 2023. By the way, all that waffling, I forgot to show you what's going on with the hot bins. So come on. First of all, I'll show you, well, that's the temperature we're at. I know this one's not in the green, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it a good feed today. I've got quite a lot of stuff, so I can feel it's getting hotter and hotter, so we're definitely in the right direction. I'll give it a good stir up and you can see how much steam comes out. The little mini maggots that were around the edges, I'm not sure if they just got froze to death or whether the steam is killing them off, but they don't seem to be moving, and I'm just going to brush them into the hot bin anyway. So if that does happen to you, I wouldn't really panic or worry about that. But let's give this a little stir up and you can see what's going on heat wise. So we have got quite a bit of steam there. I don't know if that's coming out on the camera, but you know, things are definitely going up in the right direction here. And I think unless we get a mega cold snap again, I think we'll probably soon be in the 50s or 60s in the next couple of days, especially with another feed. I think you can probably see as well how sort of wet that is. I normally try and keep mine a lot drier than that, but that's what I'm saying to you guys, that during the sort of winter months it is better to put more cardboard to counteract a lot of that moisture that's in your waste. But anyway, that's enough waffling. Okay guys, I haven't been round the streets robbing everybody, just trying to get down with the youngsters and get some young people to subscribe to the channel and get them into hot composting. But anyway, last feed we done on the video, I think I mentioned that I was confident things were getting hotter and another big feed would actually get things proper hot composting again. So we wanted to show you what we're up to now. Leachade, I'm not 100% sure if we had any rain during the night, but we seem to be getting quite a lot of leachade out at the moment, and rather than me storing that, I'm just pouring it onto the garden at the moment, because I'm not sure if it is mixed with, you know, rainwater and that. So that's what I'm doing with that at the moment. But come and have a look where we're at with the hot bin now. If we look at the dial on the top, I can see instantly, I actually came out here this morning with the head torch on just to check what we were doing. But if you look on the aeration valve at the top, we've got loads of little like brown dotty things, which I do notice them sometimes when I open the actual door, the lid. But if anyone knows what they are, just try and let us know. It would be nice for people on the channel to know what's going on with those. But let's see what's going on in here. You can instantly see steam is coming out now. We're in the middle. I do keep cleaning these, but they don't come out so easily. But we're definitely in the middle on the large one there. And if you look at the small dial, we're actually, you know, it's showing a lot hotter. So there's a difference between both of those dials. They seem to, you know, give different readings, but I always like to go by the longer dial because I think it shows what's really going on deep down below. But really good news, we're hot composting. So this is what I mean, these like little brown things. I always thought they might be
wait, because it doesn't
Okay.
focus and you're waffling again.
So these are these brown things that I'm not sure. I always thought they were like worm poo, but probably they're not because they're up on the aeration valve at the top, which I'm sure there's not been any worms up there. So if anyone does know what they are, let us know in the comments. As you saw, they're nice and hot, and in the video, in the clips before this one, I showed you that I'd been weeding in the garden where it's warmed up a bit, so I've got quite a bit of waste that can go into here, so I'm confident that I'm going to keep this hot now for quite a while. You know, the weather people say we're due another cold snap, and I'm sure we'll get one, if not at the end of December, probably in January, but I'll keep you posted on what's going on with this one. We've got some experiments I want to do with the Mini, so keep posted on the channel for more videos. And until next time, happy composting and enjoy. By the way, anyone who was wondering what I've got Mrs. B for Christmas, well, she says she's getting a bit older and getting a few wrinkles, so I thought I'd get her a nice facial. So I've got her a 12-month subscription where she can come out here, open the Hotbin, stick her face in there, and it should steam her away, and that should get rid of all those wrinkles. So any of you guys that are watching, you know what to do in your Christmas cards from now on.
I love it. Thank you very much. That's all I